friends! Today we're going to talk about Ruby Cup, also known as Ruby Cup. So I was sent this lovely cup in the mail. I've wanted it for a while. I've heard wonderful things about it and I wanted to try it out myself. So I'm going to tell you, I've been testing it out for at least 3 cycles now, if not more. I wanted to give it time to I feel like you have to give cups a couple of months to kind of test them out. So first I'm going to take you through all the things that I love about the Ruby Cup, and then at the end, if there's anything I don't like, we'll talk about that, and I'll give you my final conclusions and what I think about it. So to start off, I really like the color pink. It's kind of a pinky color. It's definitely a pink. I was gonna say red, but it's definitely just pink. And my other cup is a blue cup because blue's my favorite color, but I don't know. Pink, I think it's very pretty, it's cute. Periods, red, I think it's very fitting. And I really like the texture of this one. It's very soft, and I feel like I could sit here and rub it. You know how they have those, they're like stress stones or whatever, but you sit there and rub them? I feel like I can carry this around as a stress stone. I just really like the texture of it. I like the stem length. It's a very good size. So you can't really see it, but there's these little bubbles right here, and then you can kind of see it, it flares out at the end. Never have I cut off a stem of one of my cups. It's weird to say, but I feel like maybe I have a long vagina. Because I need the stem. I feel like a lot of reviews I've seen, people cut off the stems and they say it sits really low, but like it gets up there. And I have a story about that later. But I like the stem length is long enough for me. It's good, but it's not too long to where it pokes out. So the next thing I really like about the Ruby Cup is its flexibility. I think, if you will, I like how, I don't know, I think flexible is a good word. It's super easy to fold, and it doesn't, I feel like with some of the harder cups, not only is it like harder to get it to stay there, but it pops open more forcefully. But sometimes the softer cups help when you're feeling more just crampy. It's easier to get it in there and everything. So this one folds up super easy, and I just like, and it still pops open with a good thing, but it's very moldable and it moves, and I just like the flexibility of it. So 2 things that I like about not only the Ruby Cup, but most cups, menstrual cups in general, is it lasts for, this one they say the Ruby Cup is 10-year lifespan if you take care of it, and I didn't do the math before this video, but I have in other videos. That's so much money you're saving by just, menstrual cups are so cheap in comparison to the amount of money you'll spend on tampons or pads in a lifetime. So in that sense, like, it saves so much money. And then the other thing, it's a really just healthy option for your menstrual cycle and your period, because you don't have to worry. It collects the blood instead of absorbing it, and so you don't have to worry about TSS, about dryness, about irritation, about like leftover fibers from tampons or whatever, or just like residue from different products. It's medical grade silicone, and it's a very good thing to put in your vagina, and you don't have to worry about like bleached chemical cotton. My biggest thing that I love about the Ruby Cup, something that stands out for me with the Ruby Cup, is it is a buy one give one model. And what I mean by this is, when you buy a Ruby Cup, when you purchase one, the company will send a cup to a girl in need in another country, and you're quite literally changing this girl's life. It's amazing how big of an impact this tiny little thing can have on a girl's life. This enables her to go to school and to continue her education. A lot of girls will miss out a week or so of school every month because they don't have anything to take care of their period, if you will. They don't have, and they're using like old pieces of mattress and cloth and banana leaves and newspaper and whatever's around, and that's very unhealthy, and so they end up just not going to school because they don't have anything to take care of it, and they're embarrassed, and then they eventually drop out because they fall so far behind. So with this little cup, you are just changing a girl's life, and I think that is so incredible. I love that the Ruby Cup company does that, and that's why I'm a super huge supporter of this. Changing girls' lives, 1 cup at a time. So my only negative about this cup, which isn't even a negative, I think it's a user error, because I have such a long vagina, if you will, I need a long stem. And the longer I leave a cup in, the further it works its way up. I mean, don't be freaked out about that because it can only go so high and you can still get in there and get it. But I once had, I think it was the first cycle I wore this with, my flow was, it was one of the last days, my flow was very, very, very light, like almost non-existent, but I still kept this in. I should have just removed it and used a cloth pad. But, so I had it in there for a long amount of time, like maybe 10 to 12 hours, which is the great thing, is perfectly normal and okay with these. You're not gonna get sick or anything. But because it was in there so long, it had worked itself further up. And so when I went to, because usually I can, it sits right to where I can just barely insert my fingers in, and this is right here and I can pull it out. But it had gotten so far up there that like I could only get a finger and like grip right here. And so I kind of had to do some finagling of different positions, and I eventually got in the shower and squatted down. But to get this and like grab it with one finger to pull it down far enough to where I could get 2 fingers. But I mean, I think that's just my fault. That's my own user error, but that's literally the only thing negative I have to say about this, and it's not even negative because I love this cup. And if I take it out regularly and only leave it in there when I need it, then it stays perfectly where it needs to be, and it's such an easy, and I think this is an amazing cup. It's an amazing company, and I completely support them. And if you're looking for a cup, I think this is a great one. It's a great starter cup, and I'm gonna stop blabbing. Final thing I'm gonna say is I was sent this cup, but it's not a sponsored video. I just really like Ruby Cup, so go get it.